Hi, this is Neil O'Donoghue and this is my presentation for my UX and visual design project. The aim of this project is to design a high fidelity interactive prototype to address a need I am passionate about or interested in. This project complements the psychology and usability assignment and should incorporate concepts from both. This includes understanding and knowledge of information architecture, content strategy, psychology of UX and usability, universal design, designing for real users through personas and scenarios, and selection of a design language. I have selected SoundCloud as the platform to use for this project, and using the above headings I plan to explore how each can be used to improve the functionality and overall experience. After this I will walk through the design or the redesign, perform some user testing and make recommendations for the next iteration. So why SoundCloud? Well, as a musician and active music lover, I wanted to select an interface that would interest me for this project, and SoundCloud fit the brief. From a high-level overview, I found that there's a lack of consistency in the design and overutilization of screen space. There is also limited functionality when using the application on a mobile device. For the purpose of this project, my aim was to focus on improving the mobile experience on an Android device for a music listener. For a further breakdown on why I selected SoundCloud, see my blog post, Reshaping the Cloud, Part 1. Information architecture. Using information architecture, I wanted to provide a more detailed structure of tracks and create an intuitive and comprehensive method for categorizing and filtering music. To do this, I examined the current workflow for desktop and mobile. I was able to find that some sections repeated functionality and there was inconsistencies with the layout of tracks from the home screen and the explore screen. There's no way to filter tracks after selecting a genre, and it is not possible to edit a user's details on the mobile application. One of the other main issues I had is they hide the explore functionality. For a further breakdown on information architecture findings, see my blog post Composing the Information Architecture, Part 2. Great user experiences cannot be designed with bad content. Great user experiences rely on useful, usable, engaging content that can be accessed at the right time. Using content strategy principles, my aim is to show users more useful content upon logging in on the Explore page. Good examples of this can be seen on Netflix, Airbnb, and Spotify, who use content strategy to present their users with interesting and appealing content. To see more on content strategy, see my post Content Strategy, Part 3. Jess Johnson is my primary persona representing a type of music listener on SoundCloud. I created a scenario for Jess which entails a typical morning commute to work. This persona and scenario are hypothetical, and for a real user experience design project, personas and scenarios should be based on real field research conducted with real users using real user data from interviews and observations. For a full breakdown of Jess's motivations and goals, see my post Personas and Scenarios, Part 4. Psychology plays a huge role in motivating and influencing a user's decision to use a system or interface. By understanding users on a psychological level, it is possible to design more user-focused products. In the redesign of SoundCloud, two psychological factors I wanted to focus on were cognitive and social psychology. Cognitive refers to thinking and is the mental process of understanding, acquiring and storing information. In redesigning the SoundCloud interface, ensuring maximised discoverability and minimised learnability are two major focus points. Thoughtful information architecture and content strategy can massively decrease cognitive load. With social psychology, the focus is to use social proofing and authority principles to provide users with appealing content to improve the experience. SoundCloud recommendations to users will help users find new content, and being able to see what friends and trusted peers are listening to will influence the user's behaviour and create a better experience for the user. For more information on psychological factors, see my post, Psychological Factors, Part 5. By tailoring the design to meet the needs of all user types, it is possible to create systems and products that can be enjoyed by everyone. SoundCloud generally complies with the 6 principles of universal design. Touch targets and swipe gestures meet recommended guidelines of some of the leading innovators in technology, and in a lot of places they have provided bigger touch targets, which makes it easier for users to perform actions. But there is no consistency in target sizes or coherence to a specific design language. In the redesign, I will select one design language and use the recommended sizes for touch targets, padding and other sizing for coherence and consistency. See my post on Universal Design for further breakdown of my findings. Next, I moved on to the redesign. I wanted to simplify the workflow and make it easier for users to access all relevant information. Anything unrelated to listening, finding tracks, and accessing the user's information has been removed. This can be seen in this new workflow. I selected Google Material Design as the design language to use for the redesign. I spent some time researching and studying it to gain a better understanding of the core principles, properties, styling, components, and patterns, and developed this rough and ready guideline to follow. And using Material Palette, I created this colour scheme, which is true to SoundCloud's branding. Before applying colour, I needed to develop how the new interface would look. This is probably my favourite part of the UX design process, ideation, sketching. I went a bit crazy on the sketching, and after some consideration came up with the new workflow. Using the specs from Google Material Design and the sketches above, I used Axure to create each individual page and map the journey from page to page. I then created a prototype to include the interactions and added a colour scheme and dummy content to create a more realistic product before bringing it to test. This video is a demonstration of the prototype. To view the full video and all information related to the redesign, including flow, sketches and wireframes, see my post, The Redesign. Usability testing is imperative to validate your designs. I tested my prototype on 3 users, asking each to complete 5 tasks to assess how effectively and efficiently they could complete each task and to gauge satisfaction levels with each. Here you can see 2 of those sessions in action. For a full breakdown on the structure of these test sessions, task analysis and equipment used, see my blog post, Usability Testing Part 8. This video is a snippet from the 3rd test carried out where the participant is performing the 5th task. Okay, so the last task I want you to do is you want to find some tracks that meet a specific set of criteria. So from the Explore page, using the application, filter the tracks. So you see the following. So you want to see dance and EDM music, house music that were posted this week from France and Germany.
Okay. To explore. I like the Explore icon. Okay, so I'm filtering. Okay. Filter tracks. So by music type first. Okay. So dance and EDM. Add. Southern. Sorry, I think I pressed the wrong button there. Audio type. No.
If you're looking for
EDM and house music.
posted this week.
Okay. And you can pick dates as well. And then from France and Germany. This is really cool. Okay. So that's telling me there's five filters I've applied, right?
Is that what you think it is?
Yeah.
Okay. The results from the user testing. Overall, the navigation was easy to understand and interpret. All participants had no major difficulty completing any of the tasks. Interest was expressed in using the filter panel and sort by to look for and order tracks. There were some minor issues with saving edit profile details. I think in the next iteration I plan to change the back arrow to the word save on the edit profile details page. This will eliminate any confusion users have over whether or not edits have been saved or not. There seems to be a lack of interest or confusion over the content on the Explore page and its elements. The layout and the content on screen needs to be revisited and to engage the user more so. And although users were able to access the filter panel, it exists in 2 different places on screen, which might be confusing. One position needs to be chosen and persist across all screens where it is available. There was some ambiguity with what the user was looking at on the Explore page. I've changed the list format of tracks to card form and provided some section header text to provide a better understanding of the content displayed. Neither position for the filter panel button was noticeable during testing. One participant expressed dislike in using the floating action button. I've removed the fab from the search page, which is now consistent to where it sits on other pages. By doing so, the sort functionality can also be included. The 3 participants had some difficulty with saving after editing the profile information. This proves there is a lack of feedback. For this reason, I've included a save button where the back arrow was. This provides clearer visibility of the save button and better feedback to the user. Thanks for taking the time to look at my screencast. You can access the final prototype in this post below the video and see some things I've concluded with about the project. Thanks.